Hey everyone, it's Gabriel here again, and I want to welcome you guys back to my channel. And today I want to talk to you guys about this moment in my life where I was building a very big network marketing team and I was able to recruit over 2,000 agents under me. I think I did about $50 million in sales before I reached the age of 21 or 22 years old. And I want to break down to you guys step by step, right? What were some of the things that I did that would allow you to recruit more people into your company? If you are in the recruitment space, or even if you're not in the recruitment space, we'll teach you how you are able to position your product and services differently so that you can charge people more money. But before that, I want to just do a very quick disclaimer. If you know my story, I've shared here and there in a couple of other videos that ultimately the company that I was working for 7 years turns out to be a big Ponzi scheme. So this is the period that I did not know it was a Ponzi yet. And eventually I had to go to court. I had to testify against my ex-boss and all that stuff. And I had to clear my reputation. So for many years, I avoided this topic because it's in my past and it's just something that I wasn't very proud of. However, over the years, I've learned to understand that there was too many lessons that I have picked up over the years during this period. So even though I was working for a bad company, ultimately it was a company that was a Ponzi, but I still pick up a lot of good, valuable lessons that I still carry on today. So obviously the lesson is that you want to take this lesson today, okay? Not that you want to go and work for a Ponzi scheme, but rather you can still take this lesson and use it for a legitimate business. So this happened somewhere, I think close to 10 years, I think about 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago when I was 16 years old, I actually joined a network marketing company. So it actually developed into many other things after that. It was very hard for me to explain what were we really selling, but we were selling all kinds of products, services, alternative investment, education, all kinds of stuff. Every year they would come up with something brand new. So it's very hard for me to pinpoint what were we really selling. But there was this period of time somewhere between when I was 19 years old to 20 years old where I had a huge breakthrough and I was bringing in an income of 6 figures a month. At 19 years old, and I think the highest peak income I achieved was like $500,000 in a single month. So this was like a breakthrough period for me. Of course, I turned proud, arrogant, and there was a downfall after that, which is another story for another time. But I want to break down to you guys what I did right, because I was able to generate over 2,000 people under my team. I have 500 over active agents, and I even had a birthday party celebration when I was 21 years old with over 500 people attending that event. And that was also another stupid thing that I did. I spent over $100,000 on that night just to look like a baller and look like I made it in life. But behind this, some valuable lessons that I'd like to share right now. And one of it was this, right? So I was able to recruit 2,000 people. I was able to recruit a massive team. And many of these people were young people, because when I first joined this company, I was 16 years old. And being 16, obviously, I was young. It was much harder, obviously, for me to connect and talk to people who are older. And normally, if you are in the space, you're in this marketing space or you're in network marketing, you usually want to go for the older generation, right? You usually want to go for people somewhere between 30 years old, 40 years old, because they have some kind of disposable income so they can at least buy your products or your services. And these are people who are usually at that point of life where they might be going through some kind of quarter life, middle life crisis where they want to make more income. And so then network marketing becomes a great opportunity to present to them to make a part-time income and then eventually get them to join full-time. When I first joined, every other division was very focused on trying to serve people who were 30 years old, 40 years old, because they were the one with the money. But because I could connect to this audience, because I was too young, I decided to try a different market. And so in hindsight, I didn't realize this was something I did right. But basically, I was positioning myself in a blue ocean market, in a market where very little people were looking at because they think that this market has no money or no potential. And obviously, the market I built was the young people market, the people who are 18 years old, 19 years old, a pre-graduate, postgraduate, early 20s. This was my market. And obviously, this market did not have money. But I'll come to the money part later, because eventually I did become one of the top sales division where we generated the most amount of sales. And we actually sold over US dollars, $50 million in sales. I believe it was in a couple of years before I hit the age of 21. So we actually rose up to become one of the top division and top team in that company. So I have 3 simple layers to uncover. The first layer is that I knew my target audience, and my target audience were younger group of people. I positioned my company or my team very differently from how other division positioned. So in most network marketing company, they'll be focusing on a couple of things. Obviously, you focus on the product and services. So let's say you're selling a health product or health services, you'll be focusing a lot more on the health benefit of the product and so on. And obviously, another part of our network marketing is you focus a lot on recruitment, where you want to recruit people by sharing them some kind of business, money-making opportunity. So obviously, I knew that I had to brand it slightly different, because if I share the same thing as every other division or every other team, then people will not join my team, rather they'll join someone else, especially because I was a young chap. So the first thing is I went out And I basically look for more younger people like me so that I can connect with them, so I can be relevant with them. And that's layer number one. And instead of selling business opportunity, right, which a lot of young people back then couldn't really relate, right? Obviously, they want to make money. But I soon realized that money wasn't really what they wanted. Because if you really think about it, most of us, we don't want money, right? We want what we think money can get us. And that is the distinct factor, because some people want more money because they want to have more time family. Some people want more money because they want to have more freedom. Some people want more money because they want to have the ability to travel more. And so I realized that being young and being in my late teens and early 20s, what people want is really not about family and creating a legacy. So these are the things that other division was sharing, but I decided to steer away from that and talk more about lifestyle. In fact, I started to create a whole entire lifestyle movement or lifestyle club where when you join my company or you join my division, when you pay money to join my division, you're not just paying money to join a business opportunity or a business community, but you're paying money to join a lifestyle club. And I was very intentional about that because I started creating events and activities that is based on that. And obviously being young, we party a lot. So we organize music festivals, we go to clubs, we do things like that so that I can gather these people around this common cause of having lifestyle freedom, having the lifestyle that we want. So that was the first thing. I was able to differentiate myself from others. I wasn't really selling business opportunity. I was selling a lifestyle club. I was selling them the ability, or at least the dream, to join my team so that they can change their lifestyle and have a lifestyle of freedom, a lifestyle of travel, a lifestyle of partying. Okay, so that was the first layer. With that, I was able to recruit quite a number of young people. But then again, the next problem is how do we then make sales, right? Because all these young people are just young people. They could only join very little, small little packages. Usually in a network marketing company, you have like multiple packages, right? Some packages could be like 5 figures packages, like 10K, 30K. Back then, our company, we have packages all the way to 100K. I recall that there's like the 1K package, and then there's the 10K, 30K, and 100K package. And obviously you make more money if you sell the 30K and 100K package. But my market wasn't able to do that. So I was able to gather a crowd of people and get most of them to just join the most minimum entry product, which is maybe $1,000, just so to get them on board first. After that, I noticed something that I want to share a quick story with you, that the reason why I want to do this video was because someone triggered my memory and shared with me something that I realized this is what I did back then. So I had a conversation with my friend recently who is actually a director of a financial service company, a financial planning company. And what happened was that he was recruiting a lot of young people recently, right? People who are, same thing, right? 18, 19 years old, like how I did back in the day. And he was frustrated at all these young Gen Zs because these young Gen Zs that did not even know basic manners. For example, when he was recruiting people and he was doing interview to recruit new financial planners, some of these people actually show up in the interview wearing a singlet. Okay, so can you imagine going to an interview wearing a singlet, right? So he was just frustrated with Gen Z. They didn't know basic manners. If they were to greet people, you gotta stand up, you gotta shake someone's hand. Like some basic manners that Gen Z wasn't taught. So he was frustrated and he said that a lot of Gen Z people are entitled and they don't have manners. So I saw it, I know his frustration. I was looking at him and I felt a sense of compassion because I feel that while he was right that these people have no manners, they were not trained, but at the same time, I also felt that it's an opportunity because now you have the opportunity to train them, which is what happened to me. So I literally recruited a bunch of people and it was the same thing. I'm a millennial. Back in my day, I recruited millennials. And I think it's like the same thing. Like every older generation will always say bad things about the younger generation, right? They will say the younger generation had it easy and the younger generation don't understand manners. They don't understand respect. But I realized that it's because their parents didn't teach them, okay? So again, many of them were not very, in a way, street smart. They didn't have manners. I recruited a lot of people who were just basically rotting their life away. They were playing games every single day and their parents did not know what to do about it. And so that was the opportunity I realized. I realized that most of them are not street smart. So as I recruited them into this company, into my division, and in order for them to do well, I started to educate them how to be street smart. And this is something that I saw as an opportunity that when they come to my company, I start to change how they dress. So they may come, they may have like hair that's sloppy, covering their face all over, they have piercing, whatever, right? So basically they came and you know, they may not know how to greet people, how to talk to people, how to look people in the eye, the body language all over the place. So when they came in here, we actually basically have lessons that transform them into someone that's presentable, into someone that can communicate, into someone that has respect. One of the things that we taught was basically the law of service. We taught them how to service others. That if you want to be successful in life, because they came to the company because they want to be successful, they want to make money, they want to have a different lifestyle. Because of that, we have this opportunity to share with them that they need different mindset, different skill set, different beliefs. And one of it is that they have to serve people. So can you imagine this, okay? Imagine you have a kid, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, playing games every single day, looking sloppy, looking like he's going to fail in life. He joined our company, and the next thing you know, he comes back home with a different hairstyle, okay, and dressed well, and looks good, presentable, and started greeting you with respect. Started asking you, Mom, what do you need help in the house? Is there anything I can do? And when you bring your son to this son that I've transformed for you, you bring this son to some kind of, I don't know, Chinese New Year party, relative gathering, right? Where you used to be ashamed of your son because your son don't even greet people. Now, this son of yours goes to this gathering, greets all the relatives with respect. At a dinner, starts to practice the law of service, where he take a bottle of water and start pouring water for everyone else. Starts taking food for all the elderlies before he eats. Can you imagine what will happen when you see a son like yours being transformed in just a matter of weeks? So that was layer number 2. I identified the real problem that I'm solving here. The problem wasn't that I was not selling business opportunity here. I was basically selling a transformation for parents that has kids that do not know what to do with their kids. Because I was transformed, right? Because I didn't grow up in an environment where I was taught these basic manners. So a lot of times we judge the younger generation. We say that they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to do that. Perhaps it's because our generation didn't teach them. And I understand that because when I first joined the business, I didn't understood basic mannerism. I didn't understood any of this stuff until my ex-mentor taught me all these things. And that was basically all the soft skills needed to succeed in life. And so I realized that, hey, if I wasn't taught this, many of these people were definitely not taught. And so I started to transform them. Once again, they come to my company, we will give them introduction course on soft skills, how to talk to people, how to have respect, how to serve others. And they're transformed. And so that's what kept people within the company, because they started to see result fast, okay? And that's something you want to learn. In your business, how can you give result fast? Even though we were promising business opportunity where they can make money, but what were some results, okay? Maybe even non-tangible results that you could deliver first. So they may not exactly make money when they join my network marketing team within the first month or second month. They may not exactly start to make a lot of money, but at least there are some basic wins where they are being transformed, right? And they start getting praises from their family and start getting praises from the household. So that's layer 2. And then what's layer 3? Layer 3 is how we make money. So because of that, many parents and many of these parents of these kids that I've transformed started to wonder what happened to my kid, right? This is a kid that I lost hope. I don't know what to do with him. I've been nagging at him every single day. He's just playing games and I'm worried. I'm worried about my son, my daughter, whether is he or she going to become successful in life in the future. And then suddenly he goes to some networking, business, event, whatever. And then 1 month later, he comes back home totally transformed, okay, as a different person. Will that capture the attention of these parents? Answer is yes. So that's where these parents get invited down and I start meeting these parents. And this is layer number 3. When it comes to pitching, you got to find that pain point that you're selling to. So while every division that I was competing against was selling same thing, they were selling the product, they were selling the benefit of the product, they were selling, again, business opportunity, how to make money, which is what everybody is saying. What I did was completely different. I sold a different opportunity. I sold not a business opportunity, but rather a street smart university. Okay, that was how I package it. So when parents come down, same thing, obviously, I'll present to them the usual product and services, the investment, whatsoever. But I will tell them that at the end of the day, you got to remember that you're not buying an investment. Okay, you're not buying investment. Even if this investment fail, right? Because that's also another form of objection handling, right? They always ask, what if the investment fail? What if I invest this 10K or 30K, it doesn't make money whatsoever? And remember, back then, I didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme yet. I thought it was going to add value. And I remember telling them that one of the ways I handle this objection was telling them, even if you lose this money, take it as an opportunity to invest in your kid how to be street smart. Because if you're going to send your son to university, 30K, 40K, and that was the comparison I made. If you spend $30,000, $40,000, they're just going to continue to be more IQ smart, right? They're just going to be smarter in terms of academic. They're not really going to be smart in terms of human interaction and EQ and being street smart. And what's going to happen, and the truth is that a lot of people who are scholars, they They went to university, they're very smart IQ-wise, but they couldn't make it in life because they have no EQ. So I said that this is an opportunity for not just an investment, but for you to invest in your kid as a university for them to be street smart so that they can learn soft skills and have EQ and become successful in the future on whatever they want to do. Because the truth is that whatever you want to do and whatever you want to succeed, you need soft skills. The soft skills is more important than a lot of times in the area or industry that you want to be in. So that was what I sold. I told them they're not just buying product and services, they're not just joining an MLM company, they're investing in their kids' future. And because they have seen how much their kids have changed and being transformed, many of them invested quite a huge amount of money. We're talking about 30K, some even 100K. And many of them could afford. By the way, I was also very thankful that I was able to speak to many people who were able to afford the losses. Eventually, this whole entire thing did collapse. And it was a very painful lesson for me, for everyone else. I wish I was in a company that was doing something legit. But I cannot deny the fact that many of these people that we have trained, because they were trained in soft skills, and my promise was that even if everything failed, even if your investment, you don't get back a single cent, your kid would have the most important skill set to survive in the world and to even become successful. And many of these people that we have trained, I cannot name names because I didn't ask for permission, but many of them went on to build successful businesses. So after everything collapsed, including myself, so I would give some credit that because of all the soft skills I have learned, that when I actually left the company when I was 23 years old, and when everything collapsed and I was in a huge 6-figure debt at 23 years old, I was somehow able to rebuild everything again by the grace of God. And I do believe that all things works together for my good. And one of the things that I have picked up that has helped me was all the soft skills, was all the ability to talk to people, to network with people. And that really helped to build my marketing agency today. Of course, in hindsight today, like obviously I wouldn't have taken this path if I had a choice, but I could not change my past. But what did happen was that I did manage to build a successful multi-million-dollar business, a legitimate business today. And a lot of it was thanks to all the soft skills I've learned. And many of these people that we have trained, they ended up building successful business as well because of all the soft skills, as well as all the mindset stuff that we have imparted to them. Mindset stuff like the ability to be resourceful, constantly find new solutions, even if you're stuck in the problem. A lot of times the mindset is more important than the skill set. And so many of them went on to become pretty successful in their own right. They managed to generate pretty good income. They managed to build big businesses. So in a way, I still did fulfill many of the promises that I've made. So that was it. I found a pain point that many of the other teams were not focusing on. And this became a blue ocean for myself because many of them were not even targeting the young people, and many of them were not targeting the parents of the young people through this method that I've just mentioned. So if I could summarize, the first layer was that I knew my ideal client. Okay, I knew who I was going to target, and I created a different context. I created a lifestyle club instead of business opportunity, just like everyone else, right? I created a blue ocean for myself. I identified what were the real pain point that people were willing to pay money for. And that was soft skills instead of the business itself. And then I identified who was really the one paying the money, which was the parents. It's like similar to if you're selling tuition, yeah, you're selling to kids, but the one paying money is parents. So there's that dynamic that you have to understand. So I hope that this video has been valuable. This is just a story about what happened to me, but I realized that there's so many lessons in these stories that I still use today. And I believe that you can use this story to make more money for yourself and recruit more people to your company, as long as you know how to find your own blue ocean and identifying your ideal customer, not just trying to target everyone, and identifying the real pain point that people are willing to pay money for. So that's all I have for you guys. Let me know in the comment section what's your biggest takeaway, and remember to like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.